Yo YouTubers, Warframers. Welcome to another episode. Shadow Umbra, or Shadow. Umbra means shadow in Latin. Excalibur Umbra, new edition, also the edition of the Exalted Sword, Exalted Blade. Pretty nice. Let me run a quick rundown of it. Slash dash obviously is the attack where you dash and slash between enemies. It's an ability I don't use much, to be honest, because I use my energy for the Exalted Blade mainly. The other abilities are good to use in combination for specific enemies. For example, Radio Howl has now the addition, besides just blinding the enemies, it's also removing the resistance on sentience. So it's like a sentient killer, so it's pretty nice. The Radio Javelin, like obviously it still is what it is. Massive shed of blades going around. Obviously the range is very important with this ability. And you have the Exalted Blade. The main weapon I will use in the way of like, this is where I pick Excalibur for to when I take him to a mission. For example, an infested mission is great because of the slash damage from the Exalted, obviously. The passive on the Excalibur are funny as well, in a way of like, when you go in your transference, he will be able to move on itself using the abilities and the weapons. He can die, then he will stop moving, and then you have to go back and then do your thing again. And obviously the previous one, the 10% increasement of speed and damage on melees, always nice. For the builds, let's go in the meanwhile, we go to the Simulacron, take it for a spin as well. Go to the relay. It has not been destroyed. Yes, good job guys. Or not. I really think that those Drents have just a rundown timer anyway, and the percentage is not really real. It used to be in a way of like when the planets were destroyed, but on the returning events I don't think it actually can be destroyed. I'm not actually sure. If you do know, let me know. And we're at the Kuiper relay. Just skip that. I do must say the Excalibur is a slow ass frame. It's just, of course it's tanky and the health increases and whatsoever, but then obviously the energy increasement and the armor increasement all add up to its bulkiness, but it is slow, to be honest. Do I favor quicker frames? Slightly, yeah. Grab some energy. Let's run down to the build first and then take it for a spin. Let's start with the Warframe build itself. Nice addition is the Umbra mods. They're like kinda like Prime mods, but they work together as well, so they get an increasement when you put them together. So you do want to have those three on. Excalibur is the only frame who will have these actual formed polarity slots. Don't override them unless you're really sure you want to get rid of it, because Excal is the only frame who can actually wield them all three without messing up any build. Started with Intensify, obviously 66% is a lot more than a 30. The vitality, instead of the 440, it's 770. It's pretty nice. By the way, the tower resistance is like the resistance against the sentience. And the armor, obviously, it's very high, making it very tanky in combination with the vitality. It's quite a lot to take down. You don't have to put actual abilities to make your resistance stronger. You can take a hit. Of course, the Transcendent Fortitude and the Blind Rage for the addition power in combination with the Power Drift. Prime Continuity, obviously, for the duration of the efficiency. And the Prime Flow. You could take Narrow-Minded, but the Radio Javelin will be and the Howl will be rendered completely useless, so I don't recommend it unless you really want to go pure Exalted Blade build. I will swap it. Range does not mediate with the distance from your swings of your Exalted Blade, so keep that in mind. Obviously the Rage a little bit for the efficiency as well. Energize And the strike, obviously the strike will increase it by 40% for 120 seconds. Or how much? 125 seconds. That's pretty nice. And obviously the steel charge. Then we go to the Exalted blade. This is a little bit attention point. I did reformat the Umbra polarity. Why? This is my reason behind it. I'm not saying you should do the same, but just hear me out. The melee damage will reach even in combination till like 130, 140%. It will be less than the actual pressure point. Yes, you will lose on critical chance, but with them both on, you will reach like 32% and now have like 4% less critical chance, which is I can handle it due to the blade has two actions. One, the blade itself, and the gust coming from the wave, or the wave actually expanding. Both will do damage. A wave will have an additional 200% critical chance. So the critical chance I'm not really worried about, because the critical chance is okay. Not saying very massive. You could make more effective builds when you make an elemental build for a specific enemy, but I'm going for slash on this one, obviously, because it's the base damage. You can crank it up pretty high with the jagged edge bow skill, obviously. I do put the prime reach. I was debating, do I want speed or do I want range? Both are nice. It's depending on your playing style as well. For the fun of it, I'll put the speed on, but it doesn't really matter. Both are hidden DPSs, because with more range you can hit more enemies, and with more speed you can hit more enemies as well. But with more speed you will touch a little bit more on the efficiency, obviously, because making a swing will take your efficiency down. Blah, blah, blah. Organ scatter, obviously critical damage, same for the gladiator might. 5.0 multiplier is pretty nice. And that's about it for the build. Let's take it for a spin. A little bit energized. That's already on. Mutilist and boilers. Take a lot of infested. That's where it's good for. Simulated. They got me. All fun and games. Can we get rid of the enemies? Since the update they increased this. I didn't know. Just continue on killing it. Obviously you still have to watch out. You're not like immortal or something. Good poisonous proc can still mess it up pretty much. Do take in mind the level 155. Take the last one out. As you can see, it's quite feisty, and it does not demand that much energy with the blind rage on, so it's okay. Let's try the other abilities as well. As you can see, it doesn't do very much on this level of enemies. So that's why I'm focused a little bit more on Exalted Blade, because obviously it can do a little bit more. Maybe I'll make another build for max range, just for the hull. But yeah, we'll see. I'll look into that. Let me finish this off before my energy runs out. As you can see, the speed is pretty nice because of the Berserker and the strike, Arcane Strike. Ooh, have to watch out. Oh yeah, let him do the work. He's gonna get smacked though. Let him help him a little bit. Go Excalibur. I don't know what's happening now. Okay, let's finish this off. I won't drag it any longer. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you have comments about the video, questions whatsoever, you know I'm not gonna beg for subscribers, but I would like some more comments. If you have questions or whatsoever. A lot of people PMing me. You might as well ask it here, because maybe somebody else has the same answer, the same questions as well. So why not? Anyway, guys, I wanna thank you for watching and kill the last few off. Good night. So anyway, thanks for watching and see you another time. Peace.